So yeah, today walking back home, I'm gonna have to see how the camera takes the voice. So today we're trying the handhelding, and we're gonna see how that works on my way home. And it's gonna be a bit different from the previous one where I used it on the backpack. And it's gonna be interesting to see how the picture looks. It's gonna be very different, and the audio hopefully is better because I'm almost talking to the microphone now. Whereas last time it's kind of very different angle comparison. So it's gonna be interesting, and yeah. So it's March now. It's going really fast a year, and that means that there is a new CNCF content club. They were thinking about talking about developer metrics and metrics in general, like what to do, what have we seen, how have they worked, does Dora actually work, and yeah. So if you don't know what it is, it's content generation for CNCF, where we pick up content every month, and then different people try to write or make a video or comparable around it. And it's, I think Brian Ross is at the moment talking mostly about it and pushing it from GitHub. And I did film last month a thing about team topologies, which didn't have the audio. So that's why I never actually filmed a proper one. So yeah, today I'll talk about a bit of what I've seen in the real life metrics. And as this is going to be shared by other people, welcome. This is me learning how to use my camera for summer 2025, when I intend to film some videos of hiking Japanese mountains and sailing in Finnish Sea. So if you feel the content is boring, sorry, then this is not for you, it's for me. And yeah, I'm just doing things for myself. So yeah, metrics. I think it was like 8 years ago when I sold my first metric project, and I thought we were gonna be really good at it and improve customer development. And we were sitting with the customers management team because I got them really interested. We had just finished a project where we improved the deployment time by, I think, 10 hours. And they were really excited. They wanted to get everybody into this DevOps train. And then we started working with them on metrics. And they wanted to put it on the managers' KPIs. And so key performance indication metrics. So their bonuses would be tied to those. And we worked on what would be the good metric. And they came to a conclusion that the only metric at the time they could measure was releases. So every manager would get paid based on their hero release. And oh, I can tell you, we increased hero releases by 3000% during that year. Because the next thing was that my team got hired by the managers of the dev teams to help them automate their releases in Jira. So from that day forward, we defined the definition of done and release, and how did they release it to production, and made sure it went to production on that day. And every day we would automatically move tickets to release that were released or moved to done that day, and we would set the release done. And yeah, that was that's when I learned that the bonus metrics will be gamed, and that started my relationship with the metrics. So yeah, that got followed by us starting to develop our first metric system. So we wanted to make a better tool. So we started developing the InfoXDP plugin for Jenkins. Actually, it had been developed, but we took it kind of over. Then we developed the InfoXDP and Grafana to be the first tool for developer metrics for us. And we thought we were gonna be so good and get everybody on board it. And then we realized it doesn't work. We hadn't counted on developers being so different, onboarding being so different, and like getting the metrics hard. So getting numbers from Jenkins, yeah, but defining what is release, what's testing, and all of that became really hard. And we got the numbers out after developing it. We realized it doesn't fit across systems, so you have to actually change everything to have a common metadata. And again, we spent a lot of time, and then we realized nobody would ever get it into use. And that's when we decided to not continue with that. And that project didn't really work out. So then we went back to the drawing board. Now we're working on, and we worked on DORA metrics from Power BI. And we got those into use. Big problem with Power BI metrics is they are really not that great for RCO management. They're good for a team. Like, you can track a team through it. Usually the metric isn't a team dependent thing. People try to make them organization-wide. And DORA doesn't really scale, which it doesn't compare different organization performance. I'm gonna try different angles for the camera for fun. Yeah, so DORA doesn't really think about how your metrics are going, or like how difficult is your software, and how are you developing compared to the others. So again, complete failure, and we had to go back to the drawing table again. And then we started working on our author metrics. And nice thing is, like in GitLab, you can get, for example, automatically metrics out. GitHub has been improving it now. And then you can start creating actual data pipelines and get better net metrics out. But the challenge is defining what is the correct metric on a larger scale. Because, like, if you define it commits, it's like same as lines of code, arbitrary number that is easily manipulatable. speed of software, well, I'll make it slow first, and then I'll start speeding it up. Feature release, kind of arbitrary again, like what is a feature? How do we define a feature? I'm gonna game that. Money made is a really good metric for business, but not that great for development. Value added, how do you define value? What is even value? Usage, well, if it's used by 2% of the people, but the 2% are paying the most, is that, how do you measure that? If it's a bug and it impacts 2% of people, but so that they can never use the product again, should you fix it? And yeah, it's an everlasting conversation. How do we fix metrics, and what are correct metrics? And yeah, for me, biggest thing that I've learned about metrics is, if you make a metric, change it after half a year, because you're gonna have wrong metric at the end of the time. So you will get what you measure, and that's always correct. So if you measure amount of bugs, you will get more bugs or less bugs depending on how you measure it. If you measure something else, you will get that. So start by figuring out what do you want to impact on. Just like, again, I started off by saying that, hey, the case where we made that releases, it wasn't all bad, because everybody got some kind of release in place, and they defined a release process for them. So it means it was way easier to define what is done in the organization, and we could actually trust that number. So, like, yeah, it sounds bad, it was bad, it was gamification of management, but hey, we got numbers out of it. I had another customer where we wanted to increase the usage of a feature X. I think it was SonarCube actually. So we wanted to get SaaS into use, and we defined that you have to have a SonarCube scan, and you get at the end of the month, your bonus gets cut by the amount of critical bugs open. And we got the fixes. Again, I don't know if it was a good thing, but we got the people to really focus on the things that mattered that day. We also had a customer that had a problem of getting informed that their development pipelines no longer went through the certification process. They got 12 months to change everything, and then they were really ready to change everything to fit those metrics that they were given, that they need to cover by the end of the project. And then we had a whole company ready to convert and change as an organization. And it was like one of the easiest projects we have done, because the organization was ready to change. So metrics is two-edged weapon, and used wrong, you can be in a lot of trouble. And now the latest craze has been for management to try and get metrics out of AI, or rather large language models, because AI could actually do it, but we're not actually in AI age, we're in a large language models age. So the teaching is that, like, large language models don't know how to analyze data. You can ask them as code sentences or alter structure change sentences, but like asking them to tell you how the data goes and what does it mean, it's not their forte. They can do the math for you, and they can analyze the math after doing it, but you have to separate those two. If you try to combine them, you're gonna have a bad time. So, yeah. How many analytical failures have you experienced? Are these something that are common to you? Any of the stories familiar? And yeah, what are the key metrics that you track at the moment? How do you track them? And what's your favorite analytics system? I guess those are some of my questions. I'm not gonna read the YouTube comments though, so send them in LinkedIn or to Content Club as a blog post to join up and participate on this. I don't know how many views it's gonna get. I hope, I kind of hope none, because this channel is really for me, but I'm gonna make these videos for fun, and for me it's fun. For you it might not be. So welcome to my channel, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy the walk over the bridge, and then I'm gonna head back to home without you guys. Yeah, so this video should be out before the conference, so if you got it here, I'm gonna be in London, Sweden, from 18th to 20th in Stockholm. So if you happen to be there, send me a mail. Let's have a coffee. And then I'm gonna be in UK the next week, in London area. So if you happen to see this and are interested in coffee again, let me know. I'll be available, hopefully. And yeah, I'm enjoying life. Summer is coming. We ordered some work for sailboat, so that should be ready in 2 months. Actually, we're gonna be lowering the boat, and it's gonna be interesting to see how filming goes. I'm gonna try and film moving the boat from Ekenas to Lauttasaari, and we're gonna get some longer footage. I'm gonna have to see if I get the microphone though. I'm not gonna be talking that whole journey, so I don't know how I'm gonna do it. If anybody has recommendations, let me know. If you're in Helsinki area and want to join, or if actually Finland, let me know. I have some thoughts. I'm happy to move the boat with other people. And yeah, it's getting very windy, so you probably can't hear anything. So I'm going to enjoy the wind for the last few minutes. And remember to like and subscribe, you know? That's how you're supposed to say things in YouTube, I guess. Thank you.